My greatest nemesis still provides our customers with free light, heat, and energy. I call this enemy the sun. Since the beginning of time, man has yearned to destroy the sun. I will do the next best thing. Block it out.
Good God.
Imagine it, Smithers. Electrical lights and heaters running all day long.
But, sir, every plant and tree will die. Owls will deafen us with incessant hooting. The town sundial will be useless.
Right now, there are scientists working out how to tackle climate change by doing something a little bit cray. They're trying to block out the sun. I know, it sounds like the workings of this legend. But this is a legit thing that our government is looking into as a solution for climate change. It's called solar radiation management. And the idea is to reflect the sun so that less of it gets into the atmosphere. That is not the weird bit, by the way. The weird bit is how scientists plan on doing that. So I'm going to throw a few ideas at you and you guess which ones have been legitimately proposed by scientists and which ones I, non-scientific simpleton, have just made up. Whitening clouds with tiny drops of salt water, propelling mirrors into space, injecting sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere, putting reflective panels on oceans or lakes, whitening crops, covering deserts with plastic sheeting, painting roads and roofs white. Any guesses which one of those are legit? Try all of them. The one that seems to be gaining the most traction, though, is this one. So the reason to inject sulfur into the stratosphere is because sulfur-rich particles act like tiny reflectors.
The reason we'd use that is we know it works from experience with nature. Nature already puts sulfur into the stratosphere continuously, and occasionally a big volcano puts a lot of sulfur in the stratosphere and the planet cools down.
Just so you know, this year, this guy plans to launch a high-altitude balloon tethered to a gondola equipped with propellers to spray a fine mist of sulfur into the stratosphere and work out how much it reflects the sun. Yeah, not sure how that one's going to go down. Now, a few other things that you should know. One, this idea is untested. We don't know how or even if it will work. Two, it's meant to happen in addition to reducing emissions. It's not a standalone solution. Three, there are consequences. We're just not quite sure what they are just yet, which is why scientists want/need more money to at least look into it a little bit more. So for the foreseeable future, we still have all of the sunlight, which unfortunately may just be the problem.
Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Makar double honors to the apostles and the elders of the Great Millstone, salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there, and to the Israelite foreigners, from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Alright, as you can see, I was doing a little research. Not a big research, but because it's a particular article. Let me show you the article real quick. It says Bill Gates, Mr. Burns style attempts to dim the sun might not cool the planet, but it might well sell a few more copies of his book. Now, why would I bring this up and I use the Simpson character of Mr. Burns? Because the Simpson character of Mr. Burns was making a lot of money in a particular thing, and he said the greatest enemy men has always tried to get rid of was the sun. But who are those particular men that try to get rid of the sun? It couldn't be quote-unquote black people, because black people need the sun. It couldn't be the so-called brown people, because brown people need the sun. Oh, so it happens to be these Edomites. Alright, so when I was looking to, I like to put things together, because when I watch a video, I like to see, people put their best into it. And also I was looking at all these little different things, and I typed in Bill Gates to block out the sun. No, actually, I typed in block out the sun, Bill Gates, and all these things came up. Can we block out the sun? And whose face is it? Is there? Because I did a show on this a while back where this cocksucker is trying to emit gas to reduce the emission of carbon, so to speak. So not only this man has his hand into the vaccine, he has his hand in every fucking thing. Farmlands, blocking out the sun. All right. Vaccines. All right. Or like to call it venoms. This man's in everything. And why he's in everything? Because he is what the elites put as the forefront of things to come. But this whole notion of blocking out the sun is not. You see, it says Bill Gates is trying to block out the sun rays of sister character predicted. It's not a predicted. All right, that's what's the word I'm looking for? They already had it planned out, and they just played it out like it's something new. So this is what these devils, the levels of these devils, is trying to get to. And why would they do that? And look, and Slakia. It goes on and on. Everybody knows it, man. 6 years ago, these are just videos. Okay, I didn't even think about getting the article. But he has a whole bunch of paid scientists that works for him, trying to figure out how to get rid of the power of the sun, which the scriptures tell you the sun is. Matter of fact, let me get that real. All right, Sirach 43 and 4. It says, a man blowing. Sorry, I'm starting 1. Sirach 43 and 1. The pride of the light of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven, with his glorious show. The sun, when it appears, declaring at his rising, a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. At noon it patcheth the country, and who can abide the heat, the burning heat thereof? And when blowing a furnace is in the works of the heat, but the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more, breathing out fiery vapors, and sending forth bright beams, and dumbing the eyes. And that's the power of the sun. And that's the power of the element that the Lord created. Matter of fact, let me see. Great is the Lord that made it, and that this commandment runneth hastily. So great is the Lord that made this. All right. So the Lord is the one that created the sun to be to where it's at. Matter of fact, real quick, fundamental. Genesis 1, I believe it's 7. And Yahweh or the Elohims made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. It means the space and what we call the ozone layer. Okay, the Lord created space, which is the firmament, which is another part of the heavens, and under the heavens, which is what we know as the ozone layer. It says, and Most High called the firmament heaven, and the evening and morning were the second day. And the Elohim said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together and unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And he called the dry land earth. So it's one giant land, one which they would say the Panija or something of that sense, which entails that all the continents was connected. All right, and of the waters called the sea, and the Elohim meaning gods. So the chief God that created everything was Yahweh Shai, with the word ending called Jesus Christ, so that it was good. And the Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass and herb and yield forth fruit. It's like I jumped There it is, 14th verse. And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and days and years. So the firmament, or the lights that are above the earth, came in days later, showing that the earth had its own aura, its own spirit that it lighted up. And the sun and the moon was created on this day, if I'm not mistaken. It says on the third day. All right. It says, let them be for lights and for firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so, which is talking about the sun. So the sun and the moon were set for signs and seasons. And now what the devil was trying to do is trying to disrupt that. All right. He is a sun worshiper. So he's trying to disrupt that. That's Shemayim. It says, let them, verse 16. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made stars also. The greater light for the day is the sun. The sun is a sign for the seasons. The moon dictates the seasons and the times. And this man has tried to find a formula to disrupt the structure that the Lord created. Now I'm going to get this real quick. I think it's Jeremiah 35. I missed it. So 31. I'll find it. Jeremiah 30.
NCAA March Madness live.
31 and 35. I show you that this man is a devil. Alright? Here's the scripture. It says, Jeremiah 31 35. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which giveth the sun for a light by day, which that's the greater light, alright, and the ordinance of the moon, of the stars, for light by night, which is the moon. Alright, the moon dictates the season. Passover, the Hebrew Israelites, alright, go by the lunar calendar, okay? Everything's dictated by the lunar calendar, by the moon cycle, not by the sun cycle. All right, the sun cycle is the Egyptians, the Romans, all right, because Julius Caesar dictated everything by the Egyptian calendar, which became really later down the line the Gregorian calendar. All right, but we go by the lunar calendar, which is the correct calendar. All right, it says, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, will give the sun for light by day, and the ordinance of the moon of the light for night, for the light by night, which is divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If the ordinance depart from me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. And there's plenty of evidence. I can't remember the name of the documentary of them trying to destroy the moon, okay, because they want to get rid of the nation of Israel, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. There's a bigger plot against us, but the Lord basically said, these ordinances, the sun, the moon, the stars, departed, then the Lord will get rid of the nation of Israel. That's like basically the Lord saying, look, these things are not going nowhere. So also his people are not going nowhere. Okay? So now instead of them saying, you know what, let's try to destroy the sun and the moon, which they can't do, okay, which is an impossible task that they should be able to do, they're doing the next best thing, and that's blocking off the sun. All right, and that's what Bill Gates is trying to do. All right, not only him, Esau in general, the whole race of people. Isaiah 24:5, it says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because it had transgressed the laws and changed the ordinances and broken the everlasting covenant. So, who rules the world under the sun? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. This is his time. So the earth is defiled. Okay? And they changed the ordinances. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Daniel's 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And who is the saints of the Most High? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the biblical Israelites. Okay? And he wore us out, mean harass. Okay? And think to change times and laws. And one of the main changes was going from lunar to solar calendar, and also making the sun the center of the universe, which is not. According to the scriptures, the earth is the center of the universe. I forgot what they call it. Heliolistic. It's a Greek terminology, and it was based on I remember the movie when it was basically trying to break down the whole solar. How they try to say the solar calendar was wrong, and that the earth revolves around the sun, that's what they believe to this day. Okay, they changed it. It was known in the old world that the sun revolved around the earth. That's how Joshua was able to stop the sun in its tracks. The longest day in history. Look that up. All right, the longest day in history. It says to change times and laws, and it was given into his hand until the time and times, and dividing of times. So Esau Edom, this proves that Esau Edom had a short period of time, and he brought within a short period of time, which it says Revelation the 20th chapter, that he changed everything the way it once was, which leads back to this Isaiah 24:5. It says the earth is also defiled and the inhabitants thereof, because they transgressed the laws. So laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, the Sabbath law, which is part of the laws, all right, and changed the ordinances. And what is an ordinance? Let's look up the word ordinance. Long duration, equity, futility, forever. So what was the thing that was established forever? The sun, the moon, and the stars. Okay? It says everlasting, evermore, potential, old, ancient world. So they changed everything that was from the ancient world, the standard of what to look as the calendar, what to look as how men should conduct themselves, how to be, and they changed that. It says forever always, a future, forever always, continuation, existence, potential. They also changed the ordinances of men and how men and women must conduct themselves. So Esau has changed everything. All right. It says, let me go to the strong definition. From the properly concealed, that is vanishing point, generally time out of mind, past, future, that is practical, eternity, fricative, adverbally, especially prepositionally, pretext. Always ancient. So whatever was from the old world, which how the world was changed by this man. Okay? Broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and few men left. Because all this is going to conduct into what? Thermonuclear destruction, into the wrath of the Heavenly Father. And I'm going to end it off on this. Revelations 11. Should do it. Matter of fact, go to Jake. Yeah, let me go to Revelations 11:18. And the nation were angry, and the wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that it should be judged, and that they should give reward unto the servants thy prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyeth the earth. And that's what the gates of hell is trying to do. They're trying to destroy the earth. Because what? Everything under the earth needs the sun in order to live. So they planning to destroy life as it is. Matter of fact, which is I'm talking. Revelation 6:4 says, and there went out another horse that was red. Power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And it was given unto him a great sword. And that great sword is talking about his thermonuclear missiles, but power was given unto him for that short period of time. And the time that he has just completely destroyed the fundamental basics of the Lord's work, proving that he is Satan that the Bible speaks of. Alright? And I'm going to end it off on this. Jeremiah 50. I'm sorry, 51 and 25. Behold, I'm against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. I mean, what more can I say? And how else are you going to plan to destroy the earth other than thermonuclear destruction by blocking out the sun? And I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and will roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. And the mountain is known in the scriptures as governments. So the Lord's going to make this U.S. government, this failed project, the biggest desert in the planet Earth. Alright, so with that being said, all you brothers, edify, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.